Welcome into Bobcat Live. We are inside Rosie's. Great to have you watching tonight on youtube.com/@KFJB-tv. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button as we are nearing 750 subscribers, Dylan.
I know, it's taken off.
In our first year and a half, so not doing too bad. And
it's
everybody,
been fantastic.
Does your wife even like and subscribe to the channel?
She likes and subscribes to the channel, not to her husband. Though.
Okay,
I'll let you know that.
All right. We're going to talk basketball tonight, girls and boys basketball, as well as girls and boys bowling tonight. And we're coming off a really good Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV. Boys and girls blew out Des Moines East.
Yeah.
Both had running clocks and both picked up the victory heading into the winter Christmas break. Really good feeling for both programs. Boys are back to 500. Girls are within a game of 500.
Really like what the girls did early on is really they're starting to find those wins where they were going for moral victories a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Now they're putting wins in the win column. They're making it happen. What I even liked is at the end of that game when we were talking to Coach Murphy, they were still bemoaning the loss to Fort Dodge.
Yeah.
That shows you that the team is getting better and better when they're starting to look at not just the wins, but, hey, if we do this differently, we can even be better. So that stands out to me. And then the guys are just playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Last 4 wins, you see the ball moving very quickly. Really, when I look at the guys team right now, I see a lot of swag and no ego, and I think in a basketball world that's the best thing you can possibly have that swag, but it doesn't matter who gets it. That ball is moving, and when one person is able to make that bucket, the whole team celebrates. We get to talk to Carter Giannetto, the senior guard here today. He's been a big part of that.
Yeah, he's definitely come along, especially since Trey Sean Brooks has been back. He's been instrumental to a 4-game winning streak heading into the Christmas break. But girls and boys, the underclassmen are really stepping up. Kyle Smith made 8 threes the other night. He's number 1 in 4A, and he's number 2 in all of the state of Iowa with 39 made threes going into the Christmas break. Yeah. Meanwhile, on the girls' side of things, I don't know how many, well, not any freshmen other than Frankie Long. Yeah. She has 100 rebounds at the midway point of the season, basically, and that's half of what the Bobcat ladies have. This girls' basketball team is 4th best in 5A in rebounding, so a lot of really good things going on right now.
Well, when you look at that Bobcat girls lineup, you have Millie Heitman's over 6 feet tall. Georgia Jansen's right on 6 feet tall. Frankie Long is all of 6'1", 6 foot tall. Yeah. They are very long. Frankie brings a lot of strength inside along with Ellie Hughes, not 6 foot, but she brings a lot of power in there. And then you just have length everywhere, and it's really, really good to see. And then even when you look at, we don't talk almost at all about the senior because this is a underclassmen-dominated team, but at East, the 3 seniors on the rosters came up with 12 points, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that's for sure. Plus, bowling doing well. The boys' bowling team doing great. We'll talk to them coming up in just a little bit. Girls are 2-3 on the season. They'll be our final segment of the night. We're looking forward to that. Dylan, we've talked a little bit about your bowling game.
Yeah.
Not the greatest, but you are willing to give it a good old college try.
So last time I bowled, I was quite excited. I bowled a 164.
Wow.
And I've been in the 160s twice this year. And
are you ready to get going in a bowling league in January here at Wayward?
I'm ready for the bowling shirts. I don't know if the actual league, but yeah.
Are you like your inner Guy Fieri coming out?
That's
love
right.
Your bowling shirts?
Kingpin. I'm old enough that Kingpin is one of my high school favorite movie of all time.
I'm more of a Big Lebowski kind of guy.
I got you.
Mark it a 9.
Is
it an 8? Mark it at 8?
Mark it an 8.
And mark it at 8. Anyway, bowling leagues are getting going here at Wayward in January, so see the front desk as you pop on in here tonight. Also, bowling lanes are filling up fast over winter break. You know, the kids, they're off. Yeah, Today was the last day. We'll see you next year.
They have that special when kids are out of school. They have a special run in here. I'm not sure of all the details, but I know Wayward's social pages will tell you that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a big deal. Out on break, got everything rocking and rolling. The 5th quarter the other night, Friday night, was packed with the Ruckus and the Roundhouse group helping to put that on. So a lot of good things happening.
There you go. You can start your New Year's Eve bowling.
Well, yeah.
Aubrey would take you to town. I think she's the bowler in your family, isn't she? She's got her own ball and shoes.
She does not yet, but you just ruined her Christmas present, so thank you very much for that.
Hey, we are inside Rosie's at Wayward Social. When we come back, we'll talk to Coach Brynjarsson, assistant coach for the Marshalltown boys basketball team, as well as Carter Giannetto will join us live on Bobcat Live inside Rosie's on KFJB-tv. As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scouts in Marshalltown go on fun adventures. Scouts learn about the outdoors. Scouts learn character building. Scouts learn citizenship. Scouts learn life skills. Scouts learn to be leaders. Scouts go to fun summer camps, and Scouts get a head start in life. Marshalltown has produced over 200 Eagle Scouts in our over 70-year history and have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community. To learn more about joining Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure on!
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Great to have you tuned in. Brandon Lewis still in Dallas alongside me, as well as joining the program now, Coach Brynjarsson, as well as Carter Giannetto. Guys, how you doing?
Good.
Practice tonight?
No. We're done till we get back after break.
Back after break. Okay. So, did you encourage guys? Are guys working on their shot though, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have some set times where they can come in and work out a little bit. Obviously, over the break, we don't want to just sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, quite the way to end the first kind of the front half of your schedule the other night on the road at Des Moines East. You had a running clock. Guys took care of business, especially on the defensive end of things. How impressed were you to see that game and also Kyle Smith knocking down 8 threes?
Well, it was a solid game for us. We finally figured out a little bit in the second quarter where, we had just chucked up so many threes in that first quarter. We got a lead, but it comes a point where when you've shot it 4 times in a row in the same possession, we got offensive rebound. Maybe it's just time to get a bucket at the rim. Yeah. And in the second quarter, Kyle got in foul trouble. That might be part of the reason why we didn't shoot very many threes in the second quarter. But we finally started taking to the rack. Corey kind of got us going a little bit. Had some nice moves there in the second quarter. We extended the lead with Kyle on that bench. Carter had a lot to do with that as well. Came out, in the second half and kind of caught fire a little bit and extended that lead. But we kind of work on trying to find that balance between how many threes we take and getting to the rim a little bit more.
And when you look at that, Brynjar, when you look at the discrepancy, all right, do we shoot the three, do we not shoot the three? From the sideline, it seems like a pretty free-flowing offense, and there seems to be a green light around. From a coaching staff, when they're coming to the sideline, are you having those type of conversations with Kyle Smith, with Carter to, hey, get it inside? Or how does that really go on the fly?
Absolutely, but it starts in practice. Once we get to games, I mean, we got to carry over what we do in practice into the games. So if we're doing those things in practice and we're not, making those adjustments and talking to the guys about it, it's not going to happen in games. And we've made some serious progress on our shot selection now, and the percentage of the shot that we're taking early on without Trey. I mean, we were chucking the ball up a little bit too quick at times. If it's a good shot and it's early in the shot clock, that's one thing. But we don't have to force anything with 23 seconds on the shot clock, where we can actually try to find a great shot, a high percentage shot. And when we take those high percentage shots, our shooting percentage is pretty good.
Yeah.
And Brynjar, when you talked about, when Trey was out, really he played against North, but he wasn't Trey. Really, it's the last 4 games. Mm-hmm. But you had to ask a lot of the man to the right. I mean, Carter seemed to be the lone person that had to play outside of his role for those first 4 games to now these last 4 games where he's been back, where he really thrives. What is that a testament to Carter, where you can call on him to do a couple of things?
Well, Carter's never going to back down from the challenge. I mean, I'm so proud of him, and just the fact is that what was being asked of him was almost impossible. You were going to play the whole entire game. You were going to guard one of the best perimeter guys. You were going to bring the ball up against pressure. And those first 4 games that we played, those teams were running at us. There was all kinds of craziness going on. Physically, we were a little bit maybe outdone in a couple of those early games against Urbandale and Roosevelt. But, I mean, the fact that Carter had the moments that he had in those first 4 games, and he had kept his head up, he's not pouting about something, he's not hanging his head because he didn't shoot the ball well. And that is kind of carried on a little bit for him right now. The shooting averages are going to balance out. The ball's going to go in for him. Quite honestly, I got asked a few times by his dad, actually, what should we do? He's not making sense. Leave him alone. That was my answer. Ball's going to go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Matter of time, right?
Yes, yes, it is. Carter's going to make shots. I mean, and he's going to make plays. And, I mean, his games, I mean, what's not showing up on the stat sheet is what I'm more proud of than anything else, because his hustle and just being able to play those minutes that he plays. That's not easy to play 32 minutes and just know that you're not basically coming out.
Yeah. So, that's you got to be well conditioned, right?
Yeah.
Heading into the season, how'd you kind of prepare, get yourself ready, knowing maybe you would have to be in that point guard position to start off the season?
Well, every day I would go to 7th period shooting, and I'd work on my ball handling first and then get some shots up.
Mm-hmm. 27 points in the third quarter the other night. It was 78-32 was the final score. You guys came out in that second half, and really, I mean, 27 points a lot in one high school quarter, but you guys were making a lot of those shots, and Coach talked about maybe driving in a little bit more. But then, Kyle started making some of those threes, and then here comes Carter. You made a couple of those threes as well, too. You feel like you guys really feed off each other in those situations?
Yeah, we definitely feed off each other. And now that Trey's back, he's usually driving and dishing and getting us all open.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that he's, top 5 right now in assists, and he's only played, started in 4 games. He's played in 5 games. But his ability to find other guys open, and it's a pretty unique skill because not everybody's excellent at finding the open guy.
Doesn't surprise me necessarily. There's the flip side of actually having a lot of assists. You got to have guys that make some plays. Mm-hmm. Once you pass it to them, they still got to make the shot. If they don't make the shot, you don't get an assist. So Trey is in a situation where he does have people around him that can actually make those shots. Between Carter, Corey, and Kyle, Rose, on occasion, JT steps up. So he it's not just Trey making the play. There got to be the other side of it. It got to be one leads to another, and that's why Trey's really having the success that he's having. He puts us in great situations, but at the end of the day, we got to make those shots too to give him that assist.
One thing I was talking with Dylan the other night is the transition on this team, transition offense after a turnover, whatever it may be, is better than what I've seen in previous years. Do you kind of feel that way? How you guys get down the court, maybe get a bucket, that kind of thing?
I do, and I think it's only going to get better a little bit. We're still figuring out just how fast we can go. We have kind of gone a little too fast at times. Up against Mason City, I mean, we about shot ourselves out of that game, being up by 15. Yeah. So we are still learning that balance of when we can, based on time and score, But
when to pull it back and drain that clock down.
Correct. Yeah, but we're getting better every day, and I mean obviously that's showing up on the court, and it's happening because we got great kids on the team, great attitudes. They come every day wanting to work, and been a lot of fun. I mean the first 4 games, as Carter would tell you, that probably wasn't very much fun, but we got to hang in there, and we did, and it's easy to throw the towel in, have bad attitude, and this whatever, and that never happened. So that's really a testament to our guys on the team.
Yeah.
And Carter, I want to talk to you just individually, because that's the one thing Coach Apple, Coach Brynjarsson all talk about, just the amount of effort you play at both ends of the court. But it seemed about 4 games ago, one thing that really jumped out to me, watching you at the end of last year, you started taking it to the rack, into the free throw lane over the summer, watching you started to score at 3 levels. When the shot hasn't been going, now it's starting to pick up a little bit, you hit a couple, you started to take it to the rack, start with that floater, and you've really added some levels. Where does that confidence come from? Maybe last year known simply as a shooter, now you're still getting some buckets even if that outside shot isn't following.
Well, my dad always tells me if your shot's not falling, you got to get to the basket or get to the free throw line, and that'll get you going.
That's good advice. And I just want to, and this game is not about stats, but I think this encapsulates your effort against East. 15 points, 7 steals, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. That, I think, puts together kind of what you brought to the table. But we talked about the team has swag, doesn't have ego. I think you epitomize that. But as you look at this second half, 4 wins in a row, as a senior, as a leader, what are your goals for yourself and for your team?
I think I just need to keep leading the team, and we just need to keep having the same effort. We're playing with a lot of effort right now.
Mm-hmm. You get back to 4-4, do you kind of feel like, oh, man, I wish winter break wasn't here?
Yeah, I wish I could always play.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's one of those things where you mentioned, Coach, about a little bit of that layoff. You definitely don't want any of that momentum to go away, right?
That is correct. And over break, I mean, there's going to be a few days here, but we go back, what is it, the 27th?
Yeah, something like that.
27th, okay. So, I mean, we'll be fine. The biggest thing is just not losing conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point, too. Last year we kind of talked about the defense a little bit here. Drake Capello was that guy that was usually lined up against the best offensive player on the other side. Who are you really looking to this year? I noticed Carter's been one of those guys. Also, Trayshawn Brooks has kind of guarded, maybe the tougher ask on the defensive side.
Well, it's been a breath of fresh air, actually, this year from a standpoint. Carter really stepped up last year defensively, and I think really bought into just how hard he needs to play on defense from last year, carrying over this year. But between Trey and Corey, those are 2 other guys right there that have been kind of we've kind of decided on, okay, hey, let's maybe try to make sure Trey doesn't get in foul trouble, have Corey start on him, and then we can switch Trey on him a little bit. And same with Carter, and if between the 3 of them, if somebody gets in foul trouble, it's nice to be able to say, hey, you know what, let's switch the rotation here, and somebody takes that guy now so we don't risk getting another foul.
And I was talking to Coach Apple over the summer, and Corey Smith was one that came up as kind of an X factor. How Corey goes may really have an input on how the team is, and he seems to, over the last 3 or 4 games, has found an aggressiveness and a real straightforward, even in the post offensively. He's playing the best basketball I've ever seen him play. What do you point to with Corey on that?
Focus. It's really just one word with Corey, and it's not in a bad way. He just got to lock himself in and be so focused. When we have those moments of not being quite to the level of focus where he needs to be, it's just a different player. Mm-hmm. And we saw that. And I mean, against the East, he came out at one time, and I said to him, early on in the first quarter, we had kind of a breakaway, and he kind of went up there real slow, hesitant, didn't take it at the guy. And I said to him, Corey, man, you out-jump most of these guys. So just go up there, just go at him. Yeah. Put your elbow right at him and just jump into him. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he comes out in the second quarter, gets us going a little bit. He had a nice little pump fake instead of shooting a 3 in the corner on the right side. Puts it down on the floor twice, rises up, and makes a shot. So I just think his focus has been a lot better, and hopefully he will continue to do that.
How does this team, do you feel, matches up against teams going forward, like Ames, January 5th? I mean, you feel like you can play most teams, or is it going to be if you run into a 6'5" center, that's going to be a tough matchup, or is it a run and back down the ends of the floor. What's kind of your team matchup-wise?
Well, I think we can play with anybody. I mean, if we got to get a little scheme going for those 6'5" guys, 6'4" guys that kind of gave us a trouble early on. The biggest thing right now is, okay, we're playing with confidence. We played 4 games. We won them here all in a row. But the fact is that we're going to actually start, dwelling on winning 4 games and not moving forward and actually start saying, okay, we're playing Ames now.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody in those 4 games that we just won in a row, but we're not playing those teams anymore. We're playing Ames. And there's some reality that we need to actually face on that. Some of those teams that we played, they gave the ball to us.
Yeah.
Some of those teams we played, I mean, they missed some shots that Ames is not going to miss. So the reality right there is, even though we're playing well, we got to look at those things that we can fix, and we got to fix them in a hurry because Ames is up next. And that's going to be really a very good test for us. They got a little size. They got obviously that guard back that I believe led them in scoring last year.
Jamison Poe?
No,
I just know numbers.
Jack
I don't know
Winter.
names.
Jack Winter.
Jack
that's
Winter
right.
has played for Ames for 15 years.
I think he's number 12.
Yeah. Jack Winter,
Yeah.
Jamison Poe. They've got a couple guards that are in double figures, and then they've got that lanky guy inside that, 4 or 5 blocks. But, Carter, you got that personality. If you get it blocked once, doesn't mean you're not going to go back inside, right?
Or you could be like him. He blocked a shot the other night.
Yeah, he played it all around, did everything.
As you look forward to January 5th, what do you know about Ames that you guys are going to have to do well to beat them?
Ames is always going to be good. I think we just need to keep playing defense like we're playing right now.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We hope you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, best of luck the rest of the way. All right. Coach B, how's everything in Iceland? I hear the volcano's going off, all that kind of stuff.
It actually is over right now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was just a few-day thing, but apparently my mom is actually watching in Iceland right now, but she's probably you guys' biggest fan.
Hi, Mom!
And then I got to give a shout-out to my not-so-little girl anymore here for putting up with all the late nights and God knows what the dad got going on weekends and who knows what. So
yeah, and thanks for your work on the AAU side as well, because I know those kids get a lot of good development. So,
but looking at Ames a little bit, what the key is against Ames, and when teams are good and they're good, they're going to wait for you to make a mistake, and they're going to take advantage of it every time. And we got to minimize our mistakes, not turn the ball over, no breakdowns on defensively, make sure that we're pushing them to the baseline and kind of those things, and not give up second chances. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty simple game plan, but at the same time, they're so good at taking advantage of any kind of little thing that you give them, and all of a sudden, let's say you lost by 6. Well, there's 8 points out there that we gave them, basically. So,
yeah, looking forward to that one. That should be a great way to kick off the new year. As January 5th, we'll have the game right here on KFJB-tv. Have a great Christmas as well.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back. We'll talk boys bowling next, right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-tv.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Lindsay, Director of the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The holidays are a very special time at the Embers. We decorate the common areas with beautiful, festive decorations. Our residents personalize their apartments with their own decorations too. Family members from around the area and the country come to visit their loved ones. It's a fun time of the year, full of warmth. This time next year, you could be decorating your own apartment. Wishing you a safe and Merry Christmas from the Embers Retirement Community.
Honest Heating and Cooling wants you to save your hard-earned money for the holidays, not a service call. So change the batteries in your thermostat and hit that furnace filter while you're at it. Then a quick check of your furnace vent pipe to be sure it's free of debris. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector? You should, on every floor. So until the new year, Honest Heating and Cooling is offering a 10% discount on installations, low-level carbon monoxide safety equipment, and even service calls just in case. Happy holidays from Honest Heating and Cooling.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every previous generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family for generations. We want to be there for your first car. We want to be there for your family SUV. And we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Bobcat Live, Brandon Lewis with you. Great to have you tuned in tonight. Yeah, hey, ladies, you're on camera. Yeah, we got the girls basketball team out here as well. They're coming up in our next segment. Welcome in Nathan Clark, Aiden, Cowan. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, hey, I'm doing great. Thanks. You looking forward to Christmas? You got it around the corner, Aiden? Anything big on the list this year? New bowling ball? Anything?
Just got them already.
Okay. Like a good bowler, you're always prepared. It's been a little while, but great to have you back on. Season's going pretty good. You're only lost to East so far. You're 4-1. Happy with how the guys been doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Technically, you would call this a rebuild year. We have 4 sophomores, 5 sophomores. Yeah, 4 sophomores, a freshman, and a junior.
Okay.
So, I mean, but I've been able to coach these guys since they were 7th graders, so it kind of helps.
Yeah.
So
that's got to help with the aspect of, being able to work with them. You kind of know tendencies, all that kind of stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing is talking with people in the community that are big into the bowling community, how much they really enjoy seeing you guys bowl and really looking at, yes, it's a rebuild, but the program's kind of at the point where we don't really rebuild, we kind of reload with different bowlers. Looking at going 4-1, and you guys have been scoring almost 2,800 points, but your lowest scoring output was just recently, but you still got to win. As a coach, how does it feel when maybe you didn't bowl your best game, but there's still a win in the win column?
At the end of the day, this guy right here, he threw 2 strikes in the 10th frame, and we won by 6. So, I mean, tons of pressure. I mean, I would call Aiden my leader on my team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he showed up when he had to. So, I mean,
yeah,
he has that state experience from last year, so that's huge.
Yeah.
Jaden's also on the team. He has that state experience from last year, so that's huge. I mean, we had a Carter. He played basketball for BCLU last year, and we converted him over to bowling this year.
Yeah.
He was on that same USA team that I coached when they were all 7th graders, so that's pretty cool that we got him. He's been a huge asset.
That's fantastic. So, Aiden, I'd love to know, you win by 6 pins. Mm-hmm. You've got to get 2 strikes in that final frame to do it. Mm-hmm. Walk us through what's going on in your mind in that final frame, knowing you need to deliver. What's going on in your mind?
I'm just thinking about if I don't make this, I know I'm going to let a lot of people down.
Okay.
So you're putting more pressure on yourself.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people that excel will say, all right, I know there's a lot of pressure, but I don't want anyone else to be in that moment. I want to be in that moment. Is that how you looked at it? Like, I want this pressure. I want to be the one up there needing to throw a strike?
Yeah, that's the enjoyment of it. That's the thrill.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the feeling, what was the feeling like, or what was going through your mind when you guys won that?
After the first 2 strikes, I was, like, ecstatic. And he just told me to keep it on the lane, and my first thought is, I'm going to drop it now.
Well, you got the bowler look, man. You got the hair. I mean, yeah. Do you slick it back on match days? Or?
I try to, but it just goes wherever it wants.
Okay.
That's just like my bowling shot, actually. It goes wherever it wants.
That is true, much like mine as well. So you're 4-1. You guys are off for the holiday winter break. Your next matchup comes on January 4th, Waterloo East. That'll be a big one. You guys are at home, right?
We are at home, yes. That'll be a big test for us. Waterloo East is probably the best team in the conference, number-wise, so far this year. So,
how do you prepare for that? Is it just kind of building your team's confidence up before match, or just making sure they're good to go mentally and also out there on the lanes?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, this team could absolutely beat any team in this conference on any given day. I mean, it's just we got to put it together all at the same time. So, I mean, everyone's shown up at some point this season. We just got to put it all together in one match. So.
And when you talk about that, just as a team, you guys, I think your high this year is 2,747. So when you're looking more towards state as a team, what is that pin total that you want to get to be in the running for that?
3,000 would probably be a goal. I mean, I think last year we qualified with 29, high 29 something.
Okay.
I don't remember, 29.76 I think it was actually.
Okay. That's knocking down a lot of pin. What is that an average of then?
3,200 a game.
Okay.
200 a game, okay. Yeah. And so when you're looking at that, Aiden, leader on the team, you have from your top is about 250 pins from your top level to where you need to be. What do you look at when you're talking to your teammates, when you're doing it yourself? What are you looking to increase by? Is it 5 pins each match, 10 pins, or is it something each individual grows, or is the team as a whole?
Honestly, the team as a whole could grow for a lot. Honestly, picking up spares and not making little errors, that could jump our pin count tremendously.
It really is just that simple thing of just picking up spares. All right, it's not a strike, but just pick up the spares and kind of just, almost like in baseball, get the single, don't strike out. You don't have to do the big thing, but do the little things. Yeah.
And speaking of baseball, like you hear guys who have thrown no-hitters and stuff like that. Do you kind of know, like, as you're warming up, I got it today, or is it kind of a mixed bag once you actually get there? Because you get a chance to warm up, right?
Slightly. There's not much of a warm-up. You only get 2 balls in lane.
Okay.
But typically on the bus rides or, like, on the way here to Wayward, you can feel whether or not today just isn't going to feel like a good day.
Yeah.
Or you can just know.
Yeah. So as you look at the conference, how do you kind of see it as far as, Coach mentioned Waterloo East, obviously a tough one, but who are you kind of eyeing like, hey, we got to take care of business against them?
Oh, I've been looking at Waterloo East since, like, the first day of practice.
Okay.
I do not plan on losing to them.
I love it. Well, that's one thing we talk about, Waterloo East, January 4th, right? That's
next Thursday.
As when you come, one thing that I'm always impressed by is bowling has a great following. And there seems to be good crowds for you all. For someone that maybe hasn't experienced a home match, it sounds like Waterloo East would be a good one for them to come out. Can you kind of walk through what that match looks like, when people should come out, just if you're shooting out there to people that maybe be interested in coming but have never been to a bowling match of yours before?
Well, we always try to put on a show, obviously, and make it a win.
Yeah.
But the more people that show up, I feel like it fuels the energy for the team and everything, helps us a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Who are you targeting, Coach, the rest of the way? I know you mentioned Aiden, one of your leaders on this team, but anybody else that you're kind of looking to really kind of take over in the second half and help lead your team?
I mean, Aiden, Jaden, and Carter are all right there together. He has a 190 average. I think Carter's like right behind him with a 189, and then Jaden's at like a 187. So I mean, they're all right there together.
That's got to be good competition in practice, right?
Yeah.
Do you have little competitions in practice? You go against each other like that?
On occasion we do, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, best of luck the rest of the season. Aiden, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck this year.
Thank you.
All right. Coach, Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate it. As Nathan Clark with us and Aiden Cowan on Bobcat Live. When we come back, we'll talk girls basketball. This is your home for the Cats, KFJB-tv.
This is Brady from Legends American Grill. The holiday season is upon us, and it's time to book your company or family get-togethers today. Legends has 2 private party rooms available to help ease with the stress and make your party a success. We even offer party package deals and banquet options to help with your planning process. Call Legends at 641-752-1237 and book your party today. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com. Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to Marshalltown.org.
Ready to take the next step in your education? Look no further. Marshalltown Community College is your ticket to endless opportunities. Our dedicated faculty and diverse programs are your pathway to success. Whether you're pursuing a career in healthcare, industry, or earning your AA degree, MCC offers the flexibility you need. We provide convenient online classes and locations in Marshalltown and Grinnell. Picture yourself thriving at MCC. Your journey begins now. Discover more at MarshalltownCommunityCollege.com.
Yes, welcome back into Bobcat Live. Tania laughing a little bit as she sees some of the Bobcat ladies on KFJB-tv. Coach Brian Murphy with us. How are you, Coach?
Good.
You got all the presents for the kids wrapped and everything back at home?
I can't take any credit whatsoever, but yes, the presents are all wrapped and everything is taken care of. So,
your wife is a saint this time of year.
Essentially single mom for 4 months. Yeah, it's she does a lot and holds it all down, and couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tania Mora with us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Anything you're looking forward to for Christmas?
Not really.
You kind of got a Christmas present the other night when you went to Waterloo East, right?
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? You got back to 4-5 on the season, a huge blowout win.
I feel like it was good because that's what we needed as a team. And it was such a good win. Our defense was very good, and our offense, we still got to work on our offense, as Murphy said.
But it was just a struggle just to get to the game because the JV game went long. So is that kind of tough for you as you're kind of waiting around to get warmed up a little bit? It's not like you were, an hour late, but it was definitely one of those things where you're delayed. Does that mess with you, or are you fine? You're like, we're here, whatever?
I think it was just fine. Everybody was, complaining. Not really complaining, but, they were excited for JV.
Coach, what's going through your mind in that situation?
I'll be honest, we were all pretty invested in that JV game by the end. We're watching it go back and forth, wondering if they're going in the double OT. So there's a certain point you're looking at your watch, but thinking, at least it's a good game we're watching. So, it was interesting.
Yeah, I think the JV game was the loudest portion of the entire night because it came down. It was like a 1-point game, and so it was a lot of fun. Ladies really worked hard, got the huge win. We mentioned it. It's been kind of a long time coming where you guys got that running clock, huge win. Guys got the running clock. It was just a great Bobcat night of basketball. I know you guys, the ladies, watched some of that guys' game as well.
Yeah, we Coach Tim Johnson, the freshman coach, we were chatting a little bit after, I think, halftime of the boys' game where it was pretty clear they were starting to pull away, and he was saying, if they pull this out, we will have swept all levels. And he was saying, I can't remember the last time that happened at any venue. So that was it's a great way to get in a break with a lot of wins and a lot to feel good about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking to a member of Des Moines East's coaching staff, administration, and been around the program for quite a while, and he says the talent level and skill level at Marshalltown has gotten a lot better over the last 10 years, and specifically referencing the girls' team. And so that's a testament to you all. But Tania, you're over here saying offense is behind, which we know this, but your offense was not behind the other night. You had 6 points the other night and played really well. How did it feel for you to get some points on the board? Your senior scored 12 points and really just extended that out to a huge scoring output for y'all. How did it feel for you?
It felt great. Like, it was not just me. Like, everyone on the team got minutes, and everyone scored. And, yeah, it just, like, felt good.
Yeah, it was an awesome sight to see everyone excited and everyone involved. It was but you played incredibly hard, and it was fun to see you get that success offensively as well.
I only bring this up because Dylan and I are not really tall guys. Coach, I think you.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I wasn't bringing it up, Tania.
So, what's it like when you go 1-on-1 against Frankie?
Well, sometimes I can get past by her, but sometimes I can't. It's like it's difficult.
You got to watch the scoop and score with the short people. That was my game. I'm sure that was Dylan's game.
That's all I did. Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. But you know, one thing that we see about some of the shorter players on the team, a little bulldog in you, you know, going after some of those loose balls, that kind of thing. And I know Coach loves to see that. Yeah. I know, like Ellie, she's a bulldog out there getting those. You guys are top 5 in 5A in rebounds, and it's not just because Frankie's height. I mean, there's another 100 rebounds out there from the rest of the team as well. You guys really seems like you take a lot of pride in go getting that basketball.
Yeah, we really do at practice. We do like different drills. Me and Amira like do a very good job of rebounding stuff, maybe sometimes. And Georgia's good.
Yeah, I think you just backed yourself out of that.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, another good rebounder I would say would be probably, Ellie for sure.
Okay.
And
all
Sydney,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just everyone.
Are we picking teams over here? What's going on?
No.
We do actually do that on a regular basis at practice to mix it
Yeah.
up. So, yeah, there's a little tradition set in that.
Yeah.
All right, so if you were picking teams, would you pick me or Dylan?
No, the answer is me, and that's
He did. No one knows, but he did play college basketball.
A very small school, but a little bit. I used to be able to shoot back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he could still shoot the three. Yeah.
So, Tania, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you're that senior level, and you just talked about Amira, and Amira's coming in as freshman level.
Yeah.
And Brandon and I have talked about it. I was even watching you guys warm up against Des Moines East. Looking at the program as a whole, I remember this is our 4th year covering that I've covered. So since your freshman year, the talent level and the skill level of the team every year has gotten better and better. When you look back at your career as a Bobcat, how have you seen the girls' program just grow? How much more fun is it to be a part of this and really leave it at better than you found it?
Honestly, it's gotten way better throughout the years. I'd say this is probably like the best basketball group we've ever had because everyone's like so close to each other and we know each other very well. And we get along with the freshmen a lot.
Who's hard to get along with on your team over there?
Yeah.
Who really causes the most problems?
I agree. Millie and Georgia, they raised their hands, but I'm going with Millie.
No, I don't think anyone. Like, honestly, no.
It's a good group, Coach, and I'll steal what Coach Brynjarsson mentioned. He said, we're not trying to just focus on, hey, we got to 4 wins. It's kind of the same thing. You know, we brought up the other night that last year 3 wins, now you're at 4 wins. You've eclipsed that, but it's kind of the big picture, right? I mean, you're focusing much further on than just your record or win total right now.
Yeah, and I think I've said this, after almost every game, but I mean, one of the things I'm really proud of this group for is there really has been a one game at a time mentality. I mean, we rarely talk about our record. It really is always about the next game coming up. And it's a sign of the not only maturity but the right focus of a team, and I think that's why we're succeeding. There's a lot of focus on the effort, right? And even things like getting in the weight room, there's a commitment level that has been, I think, lacking in the past, and that buy-in is really starting to show on the court finally. And it really comes down to when you get to practice, why are you there, right? Are you there to have fun? Are you there to improve? And I mean, this is by far one of the most coachable groups that I've had since I've been here. 2 people I want to shout out especially are Frankie and Amira, because we have thrown a lot at them as freshmen, and we told them that the first day of practice is, we're going to coach you like you're upperclassmen. And as a freshman, it's hard to walk in with that level of expectations. They've both risen to it. We're hard on them. We were joking with Frankie the other night at film that for the first time in a few games, there was a positive clip for her to watch and to celebrate, because a lot of our clips were pulling things out to work on. So, that focus on improvement is something that we've seen throughout this year, and a lot of that comes from our upperclassmen that have been through. I think your freshman year was our last CML. Or sophomore year, I think.
Yeah.
So they've been through the ringer the first couple of times. I understand, what kind of opportunities we have now, and that passing down of the torch a little bit has been really important for us.
One thing that you mentioned again, that upperclassman, I saw in Des Moines East, Mora had done something, and I think it was a little bit off of what she was supposed to do. Natthaphat immediately went up to her and talking through, coaching her up on the floor. What does that mean to you when Aubrey's coming off the bench, playing some, and some nights not playing as much, but she's still invested, giving back to freshmen, and Mora received it perfectly? Mm-hmm. What does that say about them?
Yeah, it speaks to the group as a whole. I mean, one of the things I love is, this is now the third consecutive Bobcat Live where we've got a huge team representation. We travel in a pack.
Yeah, I love it.
And that just speaks to the openness that the team has, and Tania hit it right in the head. They are unified. They're together. And it's sometimes as hard to receive critique as it is to give it.
Yeah.
And, we've got girls that are willing to dish it out. We've got girls that are willing to listen and embrace it. So, Aubrey is absolutely great. Megan and I were joking, I think it was the Des Moines East game, where, we're almost not paying attention to our warm-ups anymore because we have so much trust in our girls to get it done and to focus, and we don't have to babysit them down there.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a small thing, but as a coach, it's something you appreciate, where we can watch the other team and focus on game planning and not worry about what our girls are doing at the other end.
I will say that it's not a small thing, because I literally, in Des Moines East, I think I talked to Brandon about it. I just focused on your warm-ups, and I had some flashbacks right over our 4 years, and that's when it hit me. It's like, oh my god, in the warm-ups, it was the crispest warm-ups I think I've seen, and it was like a well-oiled machine, where in years past it hadn't been. So I noticed that at Des Moines East, and it was really good to see.
Yeah, it was. We talked a little bit about transitional defense or offense with the boys, but we posted a couple clips the other day of some plays where Mora Johnson was able to score, but there was a turnover. I think Harper Wilson got the basketball, got it to Aubrey Natthaphat, and then passed it right to Mora, and I don't think anybody took a dribble. Mm-hmm. And those are things that are really starting to come along, and that's huge, because that's a quick bucket right there. Just those little transitional things seems like they're coming along as well.
Yep, absolutely. You can see the baby steps starting to get there, and the great thing is, defense is something that you can rely on, where, shots are going to fall some nights, sometimes they won't. Defense is something we can lean on, and, when you look at the points per game that we are allowing, when you take transition points out, right? So when we take our turnovers out of the game and we stop gifting them points, the points we are holding teams to is really consistent, where they're low 40s. That's right where we want to be. And so as long as we take care of the ball, we feel like we can compete with any team in our conference.
And speaking of next up, it's Ames, mm-hmm. which I know you're probably eyeing that one, right?
Yeah.
You want to beat them? What's he going to take?
Smart passes, take our time on offense, make good decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys split with them, or was that the year before?
So that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And to be honest, when we look at Ames right now, I see us in a couple years so their core right now were freshmen 2 years ago. And so when we knocked them off a couple years ago, it was at their place. It was right after break. They were very young, and right out of the gates, we jumped right on them. Mm-hmm. And so those girls at Ames have now matured, and they're a little bit more upperclassmen heavy. And so, we look at them thinking, okay, that's where we want to be and beyond, where, they've worked together. They've kind of got their system down, where much like Mason City, they've been running the same essential press now for a couple of years. So, they're a team we can absolutely compete with. They play very similarly to Fort Dodge, where they extend the floor. They don't have a ton of size. So as long as we keep them in the half court, we feel great about our chances. But we know exactly what we have to do to keep them in the half court, and that's take care of the ball.
And it comes down to, we've talked about this numerous times, but specifically with Fort Dodge, coming off a great win against Lincoln, Fort Dodge came down to maturity and turnovers. as it seems that the team is learning from Fort Dodge, from what you're talking about. So as you kind of coaching up the girls, they won't be practicing much over break, but as they're thinking towards Ames, how do you instill in them really driving towards, we've got to be much more mature, we've got to make good plays and minimize the turnovers?
The nice thing about this part in the year is, for the most part, we've seen almost everything that we're going to see at this point. So, I mean, Fort Dodge's press, Ames's press is almost exactly like Fort Dodge's press, where from a preparation standpoint, we know where we should be on the floor.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting it there, as Tania alluded to, making the smart pass, not telegraphing the pass. And so at this point in the season, a lot of our practices become about us, right? So it's almost less about what the opponent's going to do, and it's more about what we need to do ourselves. And the more we can embrace that mentality, the better off we're going to be. Because at the end of the day, I mean, when we do the things we need to do, we're a very tough team to beat. And consistency is the hardest thing to teach, right? Where, I mean, we can make a great play, but then you got to do it again and often do it differently because the defense learns at the same time. And that's that maturity factor coming in of learning from, the things that didn't work and recognizing things that are going to be there sometimes, but not every time.
Yeah. Last question for you, Coach, before we let you go for the night. I know that in this front half of the schedule before Christmas break, you feel like it's coming at the right time? Because I know we've talked a little bit about, there's been, I know Sydney Capello was out a couple of games, and I know that Millie was out, and you've had a few injuries or illnesses, that kind of thing. You feel like it comes at a good time to make sure you're all good and healthy for the second half?
Absolutely, yeah. And we said yesterday, we had a little team bonding outing yesterday, and it was basically, go home, be safe, get healthy. I think everybody needs that little break to kind of rest up and hopefully come back full strength, because we know Ames is going to be a physical game. It always is. Yeah. And then the next week we've got 3 games, and one of them is Waterloo, which is always a physical game. Yeah. So
yes, it is.
Yeah, we know what's coming, so we got to make sure we're healthy enough to embrace that once it's here.
Yeah, for sure. Tania, thanks so much for coming on Bobcat Live tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Ladies, thanks for coming tonight as well. Appreciate it a bunch as the girls basketball team. Merry Christmas, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Tania Mora, Brian Murphy with us, girls basketball. We'll talk girls bowling when we come back. We've got a name for you. We've got a foreign exchange student, and I tried to get Coach help here, but I'm gonna try my best here. Natthaphat Khamponsan. Do you know her? No? All right. We're going to talk. I heard her nickname.
This is Tania. Introduce people, make them friends.
I love her nickname. Her mom gave her Garfield, so that is much easier. I can handle that one. We're going to talk to Kennedy Lammert as well on Bobcat Live from Rosie's to Wayward Social on KFJB-tv.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Great to have you tuned in tonight. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose along beside me. As I saw the Heitman family is here as well. What are we eating over there? Pizza? What kind of pizza? Volcano. Wow. Okay. That sounds dangerous.
It does. It does. I'll stay away from all active volcanoes. It's a little life rule I have. But,
yeah, that is for sure. Kennedy Lammert, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been a few months since we talked to you. Yeah. How's the bowling game going?
It's going.
Good. And we have foreign exchange students.
Yes.
I will have you say your name because I'm sorry. I apologize. I tried to do my best, but I know I messed it up.
Yeah, my name is Natthaphat, Khamponsan.
Okay. I got it. I think. I'll probably butcher it again, and I apologize.
We just usually call her Garfield.
Yeah, Mom calls you Garfield. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How did that nickname get going?
My mom, she called me Garfield because when I was born, I have like orange skin.
Okay.
Like that, like a
Okay.
fat cat.
okay. I'll take it.
I love that show, by the way, back in the day when I was a kid. That's good stuff. So you're a foreign exchange student. What country are you from?
I'm from Thailand.
Okay.
Thailand,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So what's it like to be over here in the U.S.?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, you're good. Has it been fun? Has it been a good learning experience?
Yes, it's a good experience. Yeah, that's the first time here. It's made me excited.
Mhm.
Yeah, to learn a new thing.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Is bowling big in Thailand?
We have just like hang out. Like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Nothing too serious. Not like
Yes,
here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just have fun with that.
So Kennedy, what's it like to be able to work with her? Because I'm sure there's some things that maybe you're picking up and learning about bowling that you're able to kind of pass along, right?
Yeah, so coming into this, it's my third year doing this, and so we were like, okay, are we even having a team? We walk in first day of practice, and we see we have some foreign exchange students and some freshmen. We're like, okay, we're good. We're going to help them, and we're all still learning as one. We don't have, like, the people who've been bowling their entire life like we did the past couple of years.
Yep.
So we're all still learning as we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we pick up on something that we think is working better, then we go and tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Or if one person can tell like what the lane conditions in are off of the practice balls, we tell everybody. And we're like, hey, spare balls, or okay, the lanes are a little bit more wet today. We got to move and adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And Kennedy, when you think of what drew you to the sport, you said it's been 3 years. You didn't grow up playing it, so what drew you to the sport?
It was all because Sydney May, her sister, bowled. I don't know how she got into it, but she started bowling. And then coming into our freshman year, Sydney's mom was like, hey, they're not going to have a girls' team unless we can get more numbers in.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom had asked me, like, hey, do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, well, Sydney's doing it. I said, count me in.
Okay. And since you all are learning, and as a spectator and someone observing, I'm learning, can you explain to the audience, you said something, if the lanes are more wet or it's time to grab a spare ball. What do you mean by those things?
So if the lanes are more wet, it means they just have more oil on them. So usually for meets, they oil right before the meet starts. So it's fresh oil, so it's usually more has more oil, so your ball is not going to maybe hook as much.
Okay.
And it might roll a little faster to get the ball kind of down, to kind of get the pace going. Whereas if it's dry, it's usually the oil is really broken down, or it's like only in the center, or it's only on the edges. And your ball is going to have more of that curve on it, and it's usually not the best if it's dry.
See, my problem is I'm just trying to keep it out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everybody.
yeah. That is the role. That is ultimately the game.
Although it's really fun when it goes in the gutter at the very end and then it bounces out and hits a pin or two.
See, that's illegal.
Okay. All right.
See,
I didn't know I was playing illegal this whole time. You mentioned a couple of foreign exchange students. Is there another one?
Yep, so she has a host sister.
Okay.
Yes. Who's somewhere around here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's all we have right now. And then we have a freshman from West Marshall. And then we have a new girl who's a sophomore from East Marshall who bowled at another school.
Oh, wow.
I don't even remember where that was at.
Okay.
It's like a couple hours from here.
Yeah, but it sounds like a good group that you enjoy being around as well.
Yeah, this year's been a lot of fun. We're more of a team this year. Like we have a lot more fun. Our group chats it's funny.
Well, when you got the best nickname at Marshalltown High School, Garfield, it's bound to be awesome. So.
And Garfield, because I feel like that's what I can pronounce the best. As you've come to the United States for this and being a part of this team, how has being a part of the team helped you feel more like you're at home when you're thousands of miles away from your mom?
Actually, I like it. Like it's fun. Yeah. I wanna know a new thing. I wanna try a new thing. So this is the first time to bowl.
Yeah.
Like serious, like that. Yeah.
Hey, it's got to be a fun challenge, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. What other things are you involved in this year in school?
Like swimming.
You swim too?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Did you do like any clubs?
Oh yeah, we have swimming. Yes.
Okay.
And I do. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
No, you're doing great.
What's been the most fun that you've had being here in Marshalltown? Is there something you've really enjoyed doing here in town?
Actually, no.
Being on Bobcat Live tonight with us?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's fun. Like, it's bowling. It's fun.
Yeah.
Bowling is good. So I want to try, like, swimming here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like the ambition. That is for sure. I mean, it's a good swimming town.
Yeah. It really is. And Kennedy, we know that you're involved in other things as well.
You're in band, right?
I am.
So my question is, are you a part of the Disney Bound?
I am.
Yeah.
So we just booked our hotels.
Oh, you guys are going?
We are going just to watch you. We're not there to chaperone anybody.
I told my mom she can't go.
No, we're going to just wave, and then we're going to go have fun at Disney. We're going to go do a bunch of stuff. We're not hanging out with a bunch of stinking high schoolers and watching them. We're going to go have fun, spend a bunch of money without my son. So.
Yeah. Garfield, is Mom watching KFJB-tv, or are you going to show her?
I hope she watches.
Okay, all right. Is there anything you want to say to Mom?
Yeah.
Okay, you can give her a shout out. I love it. Hey, great job. Nice to meet you, Garfield. Take care. All right. Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Good luck against Waterloo East coming up on January 4th.
I was told to ask. We should look into live streaming it.
We should look into that. I don't know if we can promise anything.
The bowling community is out for live streaming. I've heard it at least a half a dozen times.
That is
this
for
year.
sure. I promise that we will work on getting something in the future.
Our
I can't
next two
commit.
meets are home.
Okay. And I'm trying to remember. We might have Bobcat Live that next week on Thursday.
We do.
Is that a Thursday?
Yeah, it's on January 4th. So yeah, that's a Thursday.
Well, the one after
the 11th.
that.
The 11th would be a Monday.
No,
or Tuesday.
11th is.
11th is your next meet at home?
No, the 4th.
The 4th
yeah,
is
but
a
what's
Thursday.
the next one at home after that?
And who's on
the
first?
11th.
The 11th.
And who's on first?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll work on it, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I promise that we'll work on it, okay? All right.
I just have a script texted to me.
All right, we got it.
I know,
I
Coach.
like it.
I know Coach Coach threw it out there to me, too. Anyway, hey, have a great Christmas, all right?
You too.
Thanks. Bobcat Live from Wayward Social. Dylan Dose, I'm Brandon Lewis, Zach Tomish, our producer. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bobcat Live returns in January from Wayward Social. You've been watching KFJB-TV.